Good evening, you guys. Welcome back. I'm your man, Keith. Um, Here to bring you knowledge, information, hopefully some entertainment, hopefully some positive vibes, hopefully some much needed nighttime chilling and reminders. Shout out to the homie Alchemy of Life, by the way, for reminding me. So this video is we need to get some straight. We need to get something straight about spirituality and money. I should have titled this "Shout Out to Alchemy." I actually still can. I'm about to do that right now. Alchemy, you watching this? Shout out to Alchemy. I believe it was Alchemy. Was it the homie Alchemy that put me on this? Anywho, hey, we got 9 viewers in the room. That magic Tesla would be proud. Anywho, where do we start? Where do we start? This is as much a reminder to myself as it is to you guys, by the way. So if I seem a little bit aggroed and like I'm coming in hot, I'm coming in hot on myself as well. Let's see, what's a good place to start? Obviously, there's nothing bad about money. Obviously money is not the root of all evil. But how can I phrase this in a way that's gonna stick? We'll I wish I had a cool story. I wish I would have thought of a cool story before I started this. But maybe one will come to us. Maybe one will come to us. Money, for the most part, is going to exacerbate whatever conditions you already have going for yourselves. Of course, people change when they get money. But people change when they don't have money. People change constantly in any direction for any given reason. Those who change outside of their own will are pretty much slaves to the external world and will change due to outside influences regardless whether or not they have money. The shitty part is if they have money and they turn into an asshole, then they're a much bigger asshole than they would have been without money. A poor asshole might kick dirt on the dog, and a rich asshole might kick dirt on an entire country. That being said, a really nice dude with lots of money can save a country, can save a rainforest, can grow a rainforest. A nice guy with no money can, prevent someone from committing suicide, let's say, by giving someone a lending ear, or by hearing someone out, or not trying to fix someone, but is just there for someone for the sake of being there. That's right. So a poor nice guy could do something like that, but a rich nice guy could do that with 100,000 people simultaneously. Hopefully you guys are getting a hint of where I'm going with this. Money does not create evil people. Evil people do not create money. Money is a tool that will exaggerate the characteristics that one wants of themselves when going into the world. You wanting money is not a bad thing. You getting money is not a bad thing. Having more people in the world that want to make a positive impact, having more of those types of people with more money is not a bad thing. Dude, what I don't understand is, and I have a lot to say about this because I run a somewhat of a spiritual YouTube channel, but I'm also trying to make money off of my YouTube channel. So, again, I'm not talking just to you guys, I'm talking to myself. I have had this sort of, how can I justify charging money off of leading a spiritual platform that's supposed to make people's lives better and I'm supposed to do it all for free because money is bad, and to charge someone something um, for something that's going to help them seems like a negative thing to do. It is and it isn't. I guess the struggle in my mind is um, why can't you help someone for free? Um, and my mind changes on this every day. I don't want to sit here and pretend like I'm something I'm not. I don't want to sit here and pretend like, like I have all the answers for this topic. That's sort of why I'm coming live on this video, is to rummage about the minds of the squad and see what makes the most sense. And what seems to make the most sense for me is I'm useless to my own spirit if I'm broke as fuck. And that's all it comes down to. And I mean, I haven't really thought that out. I just came up with that right now. So I don't know. Maybe later on I'll be like, fuck, that didn't come out right. But as of right now, I'm useless to my own spirit when I'm broke as fuck. The things that I want to do, the impact that I want to make, the world that I see in my head, that I want to bring into fruition here in the physical world, the spirit that I want to bring into this world is useless if I'm broke. And you could say, well, Keyth, you can do everything without money. And that's true. You're right. You're completely right. I can do almost anything. Like, I can make an impact without money. I can save lives without money. I can do it, but that's not the point. I have a fucking spirit inside of me that wants to create these massively beautiful things on massive scales and show it to as many people as possible. And that requires money. And that's where the disconnect comes for me, is the and I require money is a but. So here's a useful tool when thinking about anything. This is outside of money. I'm going on a tangent here, but it applies to money. Uh, I can't remember what book I read this from, but basically it says, in your vocabulary, in the way you speak, change the word but to and. But implies something needs to be done and there's something stopping me from doing it. So you change but to and. So you say, I want to make a positive impact on the world and I need money to do that. And then what you get is most spiritual people end up being broke first and foremost. The spiritual community sort of brainwashes each other to think if you have money, you're a bad person. We have the term filthy rich, filthy stinking rich. Um, Money is the root of all evil, which, funny enough, I just read this in an article by Spirit Science, was that I think it was the Gospel of Timothy, where the Roman Catholic Church, which is garbage compared to the actual teachings of Christ, by the way, um, came up with this notion, this idea that money is the root of all evil. That was completely fucking degraded by the Roman Catholic Church. What I think is, well, we'll get to that later. Hold on, give me a second. We gotta take notes so my mind stays on track. All right. Anywho, what was I saying? Root of all evil, Gospel of Thomas, Timothy. Not Thomas, Gospel of Timothy. And then we had, oh yeah, the spiritual community. We have really fucked ourselves on this one, you guys. If hopefully Maybe I'll put a fucking timestamp on this video if I remember, but this is where people should start watching this video. The spiritual community has fucked ourselves. I'm gonna say it one more time. The spiritual community has fucked ourselves for believing that money is bad, for believing that the more money you have, the worse you are, for believing that money is the root of all evil, for thinking that if you ask for money for your practices, that you are a bad person. Or maybe if you're not a bad person, you're a misled person, or you're a lost person, or there's something, or there's a way to do it without using money. And yes, there are ways of doing things without money. I'm not disagreeing with that. What I'm disagreeing with is saying that if you decide to go the route of using money as compared to other things, that you are somehow a bad person. Money is one of the ways you can get things done, and it's just as benevolent or maleficent than any of the other ways to go about your life. And the reason why I say we fucked ourselves is because the people who are the most progressive, who are the most in touch with the world, the most in touch with themselves, the most in touch with nature, the people who would be doing the most wonderful things on the planet, the spiritual people, are the ones who can't ever get shit done because we're always broke. So, I shouldn't have to break that down any more than I just have. I mean, I will, but I feel like if you aren't picking up what I'm putting down at this point, then I don't know. Then keep watching and keep hanging out with the squad, and we'll get your mind straight so that you can be both a good person and have a lot of money doing it, which is what I'm trying to get you guys in a place to be. The reason why I said shout out to Alchemy before was because he's doing this 30-day challenge. If he's in the room, Alchemy, shout out, say what up. He's doing this 30-day challenge of listening to Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill for 2 hours a day, every day for 30 days. And so I haven't done my sort of spiritual money, spiritual business, spiritual entrepreneurship refreshments in probably at least a year, if not longer. So, and again, I slipped back into this thing of, oh, you can't charge for money, you can't ask for things, you can't do this, you have to completely give, just give of yourself, never ask for anything, because then you're no longer spiritual. And then I get at least 2 or 3 people a month whenever I do anything, whether it's my Etsy shop or whether it's my book, and people are like, money this, and you're just trying to push things, and it's like, fuck, they're right, Keith, like, you're exposed, they've got you now, like, the gig's up, gig's up, sheep, you're a bad person, sheep, and then again, the spiritual community who I'm trying to uplift are like, fuck you, Keith. How can you be so anti-spiritual and wanting money? Again, one of the most substantial communities in existence, this spiritual community that's never been as big as it has been in the history of the human race, at least written humanly. With one post of the video, we can all talk to each other and be like, hey, this is what's new. Hey, this is a false idea. Here's the evidence. Here's the information. Look at it, read it, mull it over, give me a call in the morning. And we can say that to 6 billion people overnight, give or take a couple billion here and there. You couldn't do that before. Like, imagine the things that we could accomplish if people like you and I and your favorite gurus and spiritualists, imagine if we were all billionaires, right? And then here's what the spiritual community today goes, oh, well, if you're a billionaire, money corrupts you and you're no longer going to be a spiritual person because billionaires and people who have a lot of money are bad people. And then you fucked yourself. Again and again and again and again. Say it again. I see pride. I see power. I see a bad mother who not going to take no lip from no one. Say it again. I don't know, you guys. I take that back. I do know. I do know that the spiritual community has to get their shit together when it comes to money, because the people who do have money right now have a fuck ton of it, and they don't give a shit for the most part about you and I. And you want to know what their best weapon is? You want to know what the elite's best weapon is? Is to convince you and to convince myself that to get more money means that we have to lose our morals, lose our ethics, lose our spirituality, and lose our connection to source. Because money is the rule of all evil, says the Roman Catholic Church, that created purgatory as a means to get more income, because they told people, hey, if you pay more money to the church, you can lessen your time in purgatory so that you go to heaven faster. There's nothing about the purgatory and fucking Jesus. No one talked about this shit. It was made up by the church so they can extort the people. Roman Catholic Church was not designed to connect you to self. It was designed to exploit the masses. Part of that was instilling this sense of I was raised Catholic, so I have a slight idea of how it feels to be Catholic, Roman Catholic. Almost everything you do is evil. Not only is everything that you do pretty much evil, but even if you don't do anything, you were born evil, and the Catholic Church calls it original sin. That's original sin. So even if you're a child, you're still evil because you were born with this evilness instilled inside of your soul. And it's just like, and we're still feeling it today. People who are saying, "Oh, yo, I'm a spiritual," like I'm not a Christian, and I'm not this, I'm not Jewish or Muslim, and I'm above all that. I'm a spiritual person, but I also believe the Roman Catholic Church original philosophy of the root of all evil is money. Like, get the fuck. The church is the church who came up with that phrase is the richest, maybe not the richest, might be the second richest entity on the planet. The church that has more gold built into the Vatican than it would take to fix world hunger. All the Vatican has to do is melt down their gold idols in the church, print them into coin, and they would eradicate world hunger overnight. Logistically speaking, it might take a few months, maybe a year, but it could be done, and they're not doing shit. But we still, the spiritual community, follow things that were taught by the church. I've beat that horse. That horse is dead, and I've been beating it. I'm sorry. I'll get off that tangent. I guess there's a really interesting picture that circulates the internet. I would say every sort of 6 to 8 months, at least in my circle of things that I follow. It says, I think Gary Vee posted it. He posted it like yesterday, actually. Everyone says that technology is ruining humanity. It's isolating people, and they show this picture of everyone on the subway, and they're looking at their smartphones. And Gary Vee posted this picture. He said, technology isn't, I'm paraphrasing, but basically he says technology, people have always been the same, regardless of what's in their hands. And he showed a picture, same subway, with like, it was cram packed, and everyone was reading the newspaper. It's like from the 1920s. Everyone had a newspaper. Everyone's face was buried in their newspaper or into a book or something. And it was the same exact thing. Subway, people buried in newspapers back then, 100 years ago, and now people's faces buried in the phones. Humans will be humans. We have darknesses, we have weaknesses. We have light, and we have our positives. We have our strengths. Technology and money and material things, when you see someone using money, if they're whatever they're exploiting or whatever they're helping or whatever they're building or whatever they're destroying was a part of them, and the money brought that out. You know what I mean? I feel, and this is just how I feel like the best people in the world are some of the ones that have this idea in their head that money is evil, and if For some reason, and myself included, I've actually verbatim had this thought about myself that, fuck, like, I give in to temptations sometimes. I don't always have positive thoughts. Sometimes I'm like, fuck that guy. Sometimes I'm like, I'm not worthy. I have negative thoughts, you guys, and for a fact, like I said verbatim, I've had the thought before where it's like, if I had an endless supply of money, I could go to the dark side. I could very easily be Darth Vader in a heartbeat. I've seen it within me. And if you guys haven't seen the darkness that you're capable of, then you're fucking blind. Then you're blind, because every human on this planet is capable of very dark things. And if you don't believe me, then you've never read a history book, then you've never studied human psychology, and you should do some serious soul checking on that. But I call bullshit. I feel, I know that it is the responsibility of people that want to make great changes in the world to do them. The people who have an inspiration to do substantial things have that fire for a reason, and to quench that fire because you think in the process you might lose your way and turn to the dark side, fuck that. Then lose your way and go to the dark side, but at least you tried. You know what I mean? At least you gave it a fucking shot. You make $5 million and you turn into an asshole. You try to do some good things and So what? You just don't try at all? You just let the world be run into the ground with the people who have money and are actually assholes? You don't do anything about it? In the rare occurrence that you might turn into one of those guys, get the fuck out of here. Like, why are you practicing spirituality in the first place? Why are you meditating fucking 2 hours on a hilltop every day in the first place? Why are you going through the dark night of the soul? Why are you reading all the books? Why are you showing all the vulnerability and doing all the self-work to make yourself a person? Why the fuck are you doing all these things if you're afraid that money is going to churn you into the dark side? Doesn't that seem like a just a silly ass conclusion? That how far you've come, how great you've become, how much you've changed from one day to another for the better, and then you're still afraid of something like money because of this false idea that's been implanted in your head. Like, don't get me wrong, there are some people out there that are making money by exploiting you, by selling you false dreams, by feeding you snake oil. I'm not saying that doesn't exist, but I'm saying their counterpart exists at equal proportions, if not greater. But we have to step up to it. We can't be fucking afraid the whole time. Just saying. Just saying. Anywho, that's pretty much my rant. It's pretty much my rant. I'm skimming the comments. I don't see the homie Alchemy in here, but we gotta thank him for the inspiration for this. Might do a tarot pool. Toshi, Salabi, nice to see you. Lady B, nice to see you. Black Butterfly. Mariposa Negra, buenas noches. Toshi, what's cracking? Why are you at 480? I don't know what 480 means. Oh, you're talking about my screen? I'm shooting from my computer. I got my new laptop and I haven't had time to hook up the new software and everything to run my DSLR, if that's what you're asking. I'm actually going to download an app. I got to pay for it. It's only like $6, but I can do manual control over my Facebook, my webcam. So my next live should be a little crisper than this if I haven't set up my DSLR. reading your guys' comments. I do love reading your guys' comments. So sorry if I'm sort of Akjari Drogon. Thanks, man. Thanks, I appreciate that. I try to stay chill. I have this polarity to me that it's like I'm fiery, but I'm chill while I'm fiery, and I try to maintain that because I can get carried away sometimes with the fire. I can definitely get carried away. Trike NYC says money is a form of currency, and currency is energy. We are energetic. Um, yeah, money. If money is a sort of condensed currency. That's not a good way of saying it. It's a condensed form of energy. I don't know. That probably isn't making sense. All matter is condensed energy, right? But all light is the first thing, and then it condenses and gets heavier, and we see that in atoms. The lightest atom being hydrogen, and then it gets all the way lead, and things just get heavier and heavier. So it's literally the physical world is a condensing of energy, and money is just a condensing of currency of energy exchange. There you go. We can call it that. Money is just a condensed version of energy exchange. Thanks for that, Trike NYC. Jester Pie. The love of money is the root of all evil. There's still not. I'm sure if there's. You can. Well, we'll clarify that too. So Jester Pie says the verse goes, "The love of money is the root of all evil." If money is energy, and energy is the all, and the all is love, why can't we love money? If I, let's say, let's say, let's say there's 20 kids that can't get into university because they don't have money. I have money and I pay for all 20 kids to go to university. They study exactly what they want. They don't get into loans or debt, so they can explore the world and they can learn as much as they want without worrying about finances. These kids, one goes on to cure cancer, one goes on to invent wireless electricity, Tesla style, and there's all kinds of cool shit. I'm going to go, what I would say to myself is I love money. I fucking love money. Because I had money, I was able to fund these children that otherwise would have had mediocre lives, or maybe not mediocre lives, but wouldn't have had the tools necessary to make a better world. So yeah, I fucking love money. And again, there's nothing wrong with it. You can love money, you can love your car, you can love your dog, you can love your shoes, you can love the sky, you can love the sunset. They're all aspects of the all, are they not? So why can't you love them? Why is loving money the root of all evil? Skimming. Oh, Amari says that the aloe vera. I just started reading more aloe veras. I got like 11 cuttings, but it'll take probably a good month or so, 4 or 5 weeks before they root well. But nice. I'm glad that it's thriving for you. Elijah, never underselling yourself. Well said. Barbara says, knowing how to make money doesn't make you a bad person either. Some people are just lazy. There's definitely a bit of, and I'll say this because I've done it myself. Will demonize money because it's the side of me that is jealous or envious of someone that has money, and it's easier for me to say, oh well, they're just exploiting people. That's why they're successful. or they're evil people, that's why they're successful. When in reality, I would love to have money like that. I'm just being jealous and bitter as fuck. So it's like we got it all twisted, you guys. We do. We got but that's why we're here. That's why we're hashing this out so that we can sort of we're in this wishy-washy momentum change of mindsets, and it's always messy in the middle. We talked about the vortex before. Whenever you spin water in a circle, it's nice and pretty. You want to go the other direction, even if the other direction is better than the original direction. The churning point is going to be chaos, water splashing out of the cup, crazy shit going on everywhere. We're in the crazy shit going everywhere, going to the good direction. So just give us some time. Life is a sport, batter up. I like that. I played baseball through university, Barbara. Life is a sport, batter up. Step in the box. Go down swinging. I'm still reading your guys' comments, by the way. So the things that I'm reading might not even be relevant anymore, but no, I won't agree that money may be the root of all evil. Money, if that's the case, I will only agree that money may be the root of all evil if you also agree that that means everything else may also be the root of all evil. Envy could be the root of all evil. The pursuit of happiness could be the root of all evil, because people will people are clever, and people will justify happiness in sort of any which way. Some people will justify and believe in their heart of hearts that screwing over other people to make themselves happy is morally and ethically right. So you could even argue that the pursuit of happiness could be the root of all evil. So that's what I'm saying. We can't even play with the idea where you say money may be the root of all evil, but prosperity is creativity. What's wrong with that? Good enough for God. We not even that. Don't even give the dark side the benefit of the doubt of saying, well, money may be the root of all evil, but no, fuck that. Not even maybe. It's just not. Period. It is not. Yeah. If you guys follow hermeneutics and you believe that, here's another way of seeing it. If you follow hermeneutics and believe that money may be the root of all evil, then you must agree that the opposite end of the spectrum has just as much power. And you should say, if money has the capability of being the root of all evil, then money also has the capabilities of being the root of all love. All things are opposite, but varying in degree, are they not? Love, hate, same thing. Happiness, sadness, same thing. Hot, cold, same thing. But to varying degree. I give this example all the time with temperature. The only difference between 90 degrees Fahrenheit and 30 is the scale at which the degree exists. They're both temperature, heat energy. They're both the same exact thing. The only difference between 90 and 30 is where at the scale you're existing. So to say money is the root of all evil is to say that money is the root of all love, is the root of all goodness in the world. But again, I don't think those in power want you to believe that. I think those in power want people like you and I believing that to challenge their power, to get money ourselves, and to be in positions of power is somehow evil and destroying our core. And we get it fed to us in movies, our favorite movies. We get it fed to us in our favorite books. We get it fed through our favorite spiritual YouTubers. Anyhow. You look stressed. Barbara, get used to it. This is how I talk when I'm fired up. Trust me, I'm fucking chilling right now. Maisha Shad, I don't agree that money can corrupt anyone, any human. Money is power. And if someone is lacking or craving power, then yes, the evil shows over time. But I have a lot of money. I'm still the same. Um, prosperity is creativity. It's good enough for God and good enough for me. Yes, prosperity. Nail it. I don't think one person needs a 20-bedroom home to themselves. Yes, Barbara, money makes you more of what you already are. Yeah, we are in agreement on that. Wholeheartedly. Money makes you more of what you already are. I believe that, which is why I'm so bummed that people like you and I work so hard to make ourselves better people for ourselves, our families, and our friends, and for the world at large. Yet we don't want more money, or we have this piece of us that believes having more money makes us worse people, when in reality, with how good we are, the more money we're going to get, we're just going to be able to have our reach spread that much further. And like, this is partly why I want to have this institute of mine where I fund people around the world to create things. I find the most brilliant minds around the world and give them all the resources they need to utilize their mind to the maximum potential. And that requires a stupid amount of money. Like a stupid amount of money to do that. Rhythmia, that place in Costa Rica, I was just listening to that guy talk. That place takes $10 million a year to run. I don't know what the hell his expenses are. This seems kind of high for a place like Costa Rica, but it does. Um, I don't know. Maybe that it is all tied into the 7 deadly sins. Nerd Queen, could you be more specific? Because that's a juicy topic. The 7 deadly sins are some real shit. Um, how can we monetize your YouTube so you can have people send you super chats during live stream? Ooh, Elijah. Uh, I'm not sure if I want to mention this, but I trust you guys. I'm not allowed. Never mind. I can't. I can't right now. But um, I'm thinking about trying to monetize my channel. But if I do, there's a good chance that I might be deleted from YouTube. My whole channel might be deleted from YouTube. There's a chance that that might happen. I'm leaning towards, I don't think it'll actually happen because my YouTube channel hasn't been taken down yet, and it should have been taken down on day one, like a year and a half ago. So I think I'm in the clear, but my fear is if I try to monetize my channel for reasons that I can't say right now, I'll get banned and the channel will be lost forever. So that's why my channel's not monetized. Drowning in medical debt. Just put it all into the I don't give a shit file. I'll fill you a Pyramid 7. I wouldn't say I'm drowning in because I'm making more money than I was a couple years ago, but I am definitely under the boot of student loans hard. Hard. The Nerd Queen brings up a good point. We'll talk about this for a couple minutes. She says, what about if you never use the money? Money is a flow of energy, but if you're holding on to it, that money never gets a chance to do its will. I believe that is an idea by Napoleon Hill. That at least that's where it strikes the nerve for me. And he, no. Anywho, the teaching went like this: people who spend money make money. We all know that. It takes money to make money. Um, People who invest money are the ones who, this isn't spirituality or a philosophy, it's straight up facts. The people who make the most money are the ones that invest their money, not the people that save money. The people that save money do not make money. They just have a little extra more money for a rainy day fund. But the people who make money are the ones who spend money, who, in other words, put money into motion. You have 10 grand, okay, you buy something or you invest that 10 grand to make a 10% income. So your 10 grand becomes 11,000. Your 100,000 becomes 110,000. Your 1 million turns into 1,100,000, right? So it's increments. It's all about, this is finance 101. Making money is about investing money. And to answer your question, Nerd Queen, not using money is the best way to be poor and to be broke. And more accurately, not using your money wisely with a plan. Man, I read a super good quote today that would fit that perfectly, but I can't remember it off the top of my head. Damn. Damn, YouTube keeps 30% of that super chat. That's crazy. I know. That's what I'm doing. I've been chilling, Amari. I've been chilling on the channel. That's partly why I created my Etsy shop. So that's actually one positive of me not being able to monetize my channel, is that if this channel was monetized, I wouldn't be creating all the cool ass shit I'm doing on my Etsy shop, because I was putting in I put in just imagine, for every hour of content you guys see of mine, there's about 4 to 5 hours worth of work to be done for that 1 hour of content. And so I was like, fuck, Keith, you're putting in a shit ton of time. You can't monetize your channel anymore. Like, you got to figure out some way of making money. So I was like, okay, what do I love to do that I could plug into the channel that would make me money? I was like, oh shit, I love plants and crafting cool things and things like that. So I came up with my Etsy shop, and I've learned so much in the process. I've met so many cool people in the process. My craft has gotten better. I've learned that much more about the physical side of alchemy because of my Etsy shop. Like, all kinds of things opened up from a seemingly barrier, like not being able to monetize my channel. And that's another thing. Like, I don't know. Like I said, that horse is dead. I'm gonna stop beating it. Okay, I'm gonna stop. Get your own affiliates. Sell other people's merch. Yeah, that's a good idea, Barbara. Actually, why the fuck haven't I gotten my own affiliates and sold other people's merch? What? Why haven't I done that? Oh, Barbara, we were supposed to go live. Okay. Barbara, Donica, shoot me. I'll shoot you a message right now. On Facebook, so I know. So I have a reminder. Okay. Let's try to run a live tomorrow. Let's see if we can get Donica on the live, because she's on some next level shit. I like her style and her fire and her tenacity, and generally what she has to say. So we'll see if we can get her on the live tomorrow. Nerd Queen, 7 deadly sins. Some people become corrupt in trying to keep money and acquire money. And oh, I see what you're saying. I think I touched on the 7 deadly sins. Hopefully. Maybe we can do that, you guys. If you have something really important to tell me, or a really important question, put those little stars in front of the text so it stands out among the crowd. And if you're just saying something passively to say or to talk to a homie, don't write anything next to it so that I don't read it, because it gets confusing keeping up with the chat room. We will eventually be a barter system. Well, we were already a barter system. I'm not sure. You think we'll go back to a barter system after we've already I think we evolved out of the barter system already. I don't know. I mean, I could be wrong. I might be wrong. I'm just spitballing here. Pyramid 7. I have great ideas. Small brand waiting. I can't figure out e-commerce or what. Pyramid 7. Build a brand. Start a YouTube channel. Start an Instagram. Um, for people who are in the same boat as Pyramid 7, he says, I'll read his comment because a lot of you guys trying to make money might be in the same boat. He says, I have great ideas. Small brand. Waiting customers, can't figure out e-commerce or a website. LOL, fuck my life. Pyramid 7, you're fine. You need to start. Social media is the name of the game these days. Don't worry about the website. Whatever it is that you love doing, do it. Document it. Document the whole process. Document your hardships. Document your struggles. Document what makes you happy. Document why you love what you're doing. But you have to do it genuinely speaking. You have to do it because you love doing it, which is the paradox, because it can't be about the money. It has to be about the thing you love doing first and foremost, and the thing that's going to help the world, that's going to lead towards the greater cause. And then the money will come, and then you open up the avenues for money. But you got to just start doing the do right now. Amari, good night. Thanks for hanging out. The pop-ups, you could monetize by selling merch. Yeah, I gotta get some t-shirts. I gotta get some man-related t-shirts. I want one that says, take your shoes off, stay a while. Which hermetic law is that? I don't know what hermetic law that is. I'm not sure what I said. It's prophesied that we would be bartered. I think one of the only ways we'll go back to the barter system is if there's a worldwide catastrophe that sets humanity back to the Dark Ages, and we have to barter because wealth in the form of a piece of paper will be retarded at that point. And the only real value will be guns, ammunition, food, water, healing, things of that nature. So if the prophecy says we will be barter again, that scares me, because I feel like that means that humanity is going to come to an end. And I would rather not go backwards. I would rather continue on the path that we're going, but adjust the aims to be a little more in line with truth, a little more in line with truth, a little more in line with truth, a little more in line with truth. Whereas I feel most people want to just destroy the entire system because it evens the playing field. And that is revolution. That is revolution. That is violent revolution by definition. Is a bunch of people who don't have a lot want to destroy the entire system because it evens the playing fields, and it puts the elites on the even playing field with the poor person. I don't want that. I don't want to destroy the whole system so that everyone's even. I think I would rather have the system adjusted. I think that can happen. Like I said, I think if we get more people that are on par with you and I with more money in their hands, that we'll be able to do that. That we can get the system that we have now and make it better instead of destroying everything and starting over. Nerd Queen with the stars. I like it. I like it. 7 deadly sins. Some people could abuse money to satisfy vices. Expose those sins like pride, gluttony, jealousy, look down upon by society. Yes. Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah, that's what you've been saying this whole time. I'm not saying that money is going to make you a good person. What I'm saying is money isn't going to make you a good person or a bad person. Money is neutral. The person who's holding the money in their hands, the soul, The mind, body, spirit that's holding that bag of coin in their hand, that is the entity that will be doing the good or the bad, not the money itself. And for the church to say we know better than you, don't get money because you could go bad. That's like the government. That's the same shit we're dealing with now. The government says it's illegal to use DMT or mushrooms or peyote, magic mushrooms or peyote. It's illegal because something bad could happen to you. And the government is basically saying, we know better than you. You don't know yourself well enough to make these decisions. Let us make the decisions for you. We're going to make them all illegal. Like, fuck that. I'm a grown-ass adult. I don't need someone else telling me what I can do with my own consciousness. I don't need the church telling me that what I can do with money and telling me that money is going to make me an evil person because it could expose my vices. Like, no shit, it can expose my vices, but let me make that decision of my own accord. Because I've done the work. Because I've looked into my soul and I've been like, you know what? If I was rich, if I had a ton of money, I'd be a great person. I'd do the coolest fucking things for the planet. I would come up with the coolest programs. I would fund and support all the right entities and all the right enterprises, and I would do my best to cater to usher in a new beautiful earth. And I believe that. I can believe that from my heart and my soul. Not many people can. And I feel like the people who don't have that thought are the ones that fear money and that fear power and that fear putting themselves into greater positions because they're afraid of the darkness that might come out. It's time to get rid of those fears, though. The world needs us. Mike's World, I bought some money drawing oil, but I have no idea how to use it. Elf herself, slaying the barter system. Elf yourself. But here's the thing, Elf, you're slaying the barter system in your own world, and that's fine and all, but some people don't want to live. Some people want to step into the greater world that doesn't use the barter system. So, for example, you could live in a commune, you could live in a community that only does a barter system. It sort of lives off the land, low footprint, low impact, and you and your small community is killing it, you know. But you can't say, oh my God, Ghana is being trampled by the Western world. I want to go to Ghana and help the people and fund them in their enterprises and help them be more capable of standing on their own. You can't barter your way into an international relation to help the people of Ghana, for example. You need money to do that. So while bartering is great and wonderful in a small community, if you want your reach to extend outside of that community, you can't barter, right? You need money to do that. If you want your favorite president to be elected because you think that president will actually make positive changes to the world, if that's your goal, you can't barter to help your president out. You give them money for their campaigns so they can have more money for marketing, more campaigning, more signs, more traveling across the country to get their name out there. Like, these things take money, so that's why I'm not saying you have to, and you don't have to do that. If you're one that's perfectly content with your small community and your barter system and life is perfect and you have the perfect design and model of the way humanity should be living, and that's what you want, then there's nothing wrong with it. I'm not saying that's bad. I'm saying that there's different sorts of people out there like myself who want to extend my reach greater than just one small commune, one small community. The barter system would be nice. I mean, there's nothing wrong with money either, because when you think about it, like, there's nothing wrong with capitalism. Evil fucks run capitalism, and so the world goes to shit. I mean, the U.S. had $2 or $3 trillion go missing, and that was unaccounted for, like $2 or $3 trillion. Could you imagine if they invested that money that capitalism was able to generate into limitless electricity, limitless energy, to regrowing the Amazon rainforest? Like, it's we don't have there's not a money of problem, you guys. We don't have a problem of money. We have a problem with people who have money, and that's the whole point of this conversation. Is there's too many people with a shit ton of money that don't do good things for the world. You know what I mean? Like, it's that's where this conversation is. It's not. I don't want to demonize capitalism. I don't want to demonize money, because that's the conversation with all. We need to go to a barter system. What you're implying by we need to go to a barter system is capitalism is bad. Again, capitalism is evil. Capitalism is bad. Making money is bad. Selling things for money is bad. Flipping things to make more money is bad. In other words, capitalism is bad, and it's not fucking bad. It's a tool. There's less people in poverty today than the history of the planet. The wages are higher now than they've ever been in the history of humankind. During the barter system, people were more fucking poor than ever. People were dying of starvation. Have you guys ever studied medieval time? What do you call them? Not peasants. Serfdom, the barter system. People were not happy, generally speaking, under the barter system when it was thriving. People were poor as fuck. I want more people to be making more money because I want more of the world run by people who are good, that do good things with the money. So I don't want barter system. If I'm going to be completely honest with you guys, I don't want the barter system. At least not the barter system that I've studied. If there's a sort of new type of barter system, which I'm sure it will be, I'm sure it won't be exactly like the old barter system. I'd be open to it. I'd be open to anything, really. I'll hear out anything. So if it's like a barter system that's, I don't know. I can't think. I've studied economics quite a bit, and I've studied history quite a bit, and I know that there aren't too many good examples of the barter system lasting and in a successful country and economy, which is why we outgrew it, which is why we outgrew barter system a long time ago, is because it didn't hold up. I don't know, but I'm also not an economics genius, and I don't want to argue one source of one version of economy over the other, because I would just be sticking my foot in the mouth. And maybe bartering is way better than capitalism. I don't know. I don't know. Sometimes barter and or asking for abundance give you more than what you would have expected by simply asking for money. Yes. Sometimes, well, yeah, sure. I'll agree with that. For sure. So we Bitcoin because it's the only real money. Everything else just paper and ink, owned by the Federal Reserve. Correct. But the Federal Reserve has only been around since 1912. So, and money existed before 1912. And if your argument is Federal Reserve is evil, then we can agree. If we get rid of something like the Federal Reserve, then money will no longer be evil, like it was prior to 1912 and the Federal Reserve. Trump's Uncle John was Tesla's personal assistant. What? Trump's Uncle John was Tesla's personal assistant. I'm going to fact check that, because if that's Trump's uncle, Tesla's assistant, that's a rabbit hole I would love to go down. He was the paternal uncle of Donald Trump. What? That's interesting. Very interesting. Nice. Thank you for that, Barbara. For example, the rich trade services with each other, but of course you have to social climb to get to that level. That is one way of doing it, but I refuse to believe that that's the only way of doing it. Nerd Queen, I refuse to believe that the only way to become wealthy is to trade with other rich people. In fact, I was able to gross $1,400 a month last year off my Etsy shop by selling to people who were just as common folk as I am. Now I know $1,400 a month is like chump change to a rich person, but that was like an extra 200% income for me. 300%. No, not 300%. What would it be? 20%. It thirded my income. It basically thirded my income by doing that. Um, but no, I'm sure a quick Google search would show that tons of people are getting rich all the time just by coming up with good ideas. I mean, to be truly massive, let's say the rich trade services with each other. No, that's not necessarily true, Nerd Queen, and I'll give you an example. If you have a good idea that's worth a lot of money and you pitch it to an investor, they will invest in your company and they will take a certain amount of profit from your company for investing. To trade off, they say, hey, you have $1 million idea, but you only make $2,000 a month. Um, Here's $100,000 so that your company can now be its own $1 million a year company, but I'm going to take 2% of that company. So I'll make 2% of everything you make for the rest of your life, basically, is what they're saying. That happens all the time. That's a rich person trading with a poor person. But what the poor person had was an idea. And as you guys know, the most valuable thing on this entire planet is your mind, is the mental aspect of everything. It all starts, origin is in the mind. I know this video is about the importance of making money, but it is not the ultimate supreme thing. Don't get it twisted. You guys, don't get it twisted. Money isn't the end all, isn't the say all. I'm just saying it's not evil and that we need to change our mindset towards it so that we can get more of it, so that we can make more of an impact on this planet. Because on one hand, you guys are saying, well, it doesn't take money to do great things. It doesn't take money to change the world. But the evil people change the world with money every single day. So why can't we do it ourselves? Capitalism is run by how people spend money they have. Well said, Salavi. Well said. Well said. So if you guys... There's evil people out there, before I go on with that. There's evil people in control of shit, you guys. I'm not saying that there aren't evil bastards out there. I'm not saying like that capitalism isn't dominated by a bunch of evil fucks. Like it overwhelmingly seems to be dominated by evil fucks, without a doubt. We gotta change that though. Doop a doop a doo, Max World, China, people are almost cashless. Ugh. Ugh. That just about does it, you guys. It's 10 o'clock, which means it's bedtime. It was nice chatting with you. Nice hanging, nice chilling. I'll see you guys soon. Yeah, what do you guys say? I'll see you guys soon. Take it easy. Good night. Get that money. Get that money.